Welcome to OmniTalk, powered by NXTsoft. I'm your host, Amy Rice, and OmniTalk is a podcast focusing on fintech and how it affects banks and credit unions. On this week's episode of OmniTalk, Walter Hoffmann, Senior Vice President of Product, will be talking about NXTsoft's cloud solutions and why your financial institution should be taking a closer look. So today I have joining me Walter Hoffmann. He is the Senior Vice President of Product for NXTsoft. How's it going, Walter?
I'm doing well, Amy. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, thank you. So today's episode is all about our cloud product. So my first question is, what are the key differences between NXTsoft's on-prem and cloud solutions?
That's a great question. So some of the key differences between our on-premise solution and our cloud solution are really the following. So when you think about on-premise, right, we rely on a customer to really manage their system, their networks, and more closely and more often than not, the individuals have to work on, installing the local copies of software on each user's desktop. Each user has to be configured to run updates independently. So when you think about it, it's a lot of software management as well as hardware management. User computers and network hardware itself obviously need updates. And so our cloud solution manages each of the users from a central console in our software platform and automatically pushes updates from our platform down to users via our cloud approach. Performance is another differentiator between our on-premise and cloud solution. Our on-premise product relies on clients' hardware to run our software product. If a client doesn't have enough hardware resources, performance suffers and can hinder the actual use of the product itself. Our cloud solution was designed to allocate almost an infinite amount of hardware resources, which are managed through our secure AWS environment. So the more that the customer uses our cloud product, the actual faster it performs and better performs. Last difference I would say between our on-premise and cloud solution is versioning. So, core banking software products and, software vendors in general, they have, 2 or 3 releases that they do a year that can sometimes affect how our product is used. With the on-premise version, clients are more responsible to upload and update their individual user systems themselves, which takes obviously a lot of time and maintenance when you think about the impact to a customer's schedule. With our cloud version of our software, we roll out those new updates automatically and are able to give our customers more control on how they actually adopt new versions of software products that they rely on.
You mentioned that NXTsoft's cloud solutions are built on the AWS platform. Can you elaborate on how NXTsoft is ensuring that a financial institution's sensitive data is kept secure?
Absolutely. So there's a combination of practices that we deploy for our financial institution client users, right? And the data itself that is secured. So first and foremost, NXTsoft is a SOC 2 Type 2 certified company. We comply with the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act or the GLBA, requirements and guidelines. All communications that are coming to and from our cloud environment use TLS, or what is known as a Transport Layer Security Protocol. 1.2 is the specific version that we use that's most up to date. This is done in conjunction with what is known as an OAuth or Authentication 2.0 standard, which basically means that we provide something that we call access delegation to internet users or grant websites and applications what information is actually being given out or access to without actually giving out passwords. We do that in combination with what is known as a JWT token or a JSON web token, which is a token management component to grant and validate the authority of access by a system and or a user. So any data that goes through our platform that is stored for our client's configuration or use of the software, or just stored in general as a byproduct of our software, is put into something that is an AWS S3 bucket, which is, think of it as like an encrypted hard drive for individual customers. So whether the data is in transit or whether the data is at rest, it's encrypted the entire time in our system.
So can you explain migration coverage and how that benefits our clients?
Oh, yeah. So with migration coverage, really what we did is we wanted to acknowledge and understand that our clients want to be able to choose software that they feel is best of breed. So whether that's a brand new fintech company that's coming out or someone who's more established in the financial technology marketplace, they want to be able to select what is going to be best for their operations. So let's say a financial institution is using us to connect their deposit account opening platform and their CRM product to their core banking system. In the middle of our agreement, they decide to change core banking platforms, but want to keep their CRM and deposit solution. We will not migrate the connection of their CRM and deposit solutions to their new core as they go through their core conversion process so that they don't have to worry about systems not talking to each other. And we reconnect those vendors as a part of our migration software plan.
So OmniConnect products are not only moving to the cloud, but they're also moving to a subscription-based pricing plan. Can you explain how that benefits financial institutions?
I mean, let's take a look at what's happened in the last year alone, right? Financial institutions have had a tough go. When you think about COVID-19, the immediate impact of how that affected their operations, making sure they want to keep their staff and consumers safe through less exposure with branches, then racing immediately off to start offering PPP loans and trying to get all the services they would offer through a branch type of environment available at a customer's fingertips through mobile devices or online. Some things we heard from our customers during this time is that they were being, very conscious of their cash reserves and honestly, the impact of big capital expenses such as software purchases and how it would affect them. By moving to a subscription model, we don't have any large upfront implementation or software license fees that can sometimes be a hindrance to purchase software that might overall help the institution and ultimately may require board approval more often than not. License and maintenance associated to our product are just broken into an effective monthly price. Clients gain access to our software platform almost immediately to start working on projects and the ability to interact with us and most of our operations team just at the touch of a fingertip.
What are some of the main reasons a financial institution should move to the cloud?
I mean, there's a few reasons, Amy, but I would say some of the main ones are, let's say, technology, right? So the speed at which new technology is being developed, how it's being offered to users, and how it can improve a financial institution's ability to operate and really increase their efficiencies ultimately drives the bottom line. I would say support is another big reason financial institutions should move to the cloud. Being able to interact with their software providers real time, like NXTsoft and our software platform, dramatically improves the usability, troubleshooting aspects of a software product, as well as doing updates during non-essential business hours. Last, I would say, is access. When you're accessing a cloud-based software solution, whether you're a CFO working from home or you're a loan officer that has to travel to multiple branch locations, users can almost access our product anywhere at any time.
So NXTsoft doesn't just do integrations for banks and credit unions. Can you give some examples of other industries we can build connectors for?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've all often pondered, the different industries we can help. So like healthcare systems and hospitals, municipalities, power companies, data warehousing companies, hospitality in general. Think about it, really, sky's the limit. Our expertise isn't just in financial software. It's connecting and moving data from disparate systems in a secure, efficient manner. If the software systems that are being used by organizations or groups in general have something like an API or a different means of getting data out of their system, we can figure out how to get that data back into another system and bridge the gap, ultimately driving efficiency in operations of different organizations and better making it usually a better experience overall.
So I have one more question for you. And I know that you're an avid traveler. So this is probably a very good question for you. And that is, what is your favorite place that you've ever traveled?
Wow. Yeah, so I've been to 43 countries now. So I have had a good chance to travel around quite a bit. I would say, though, that one of my favorite places is going to be Zermatt, Switzerland, which is like a little skiing town at the base of the Matterhorn mountain in Switzerland, at the Swiss Alps. I was able to go there in the springtime, and it was just beautiful to kind of see the surrounding of the big mountain behind the town itself and walk around through the Alps. And I was with really good company too. So that has to be one of my favorite places I've ever been to.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much for your time and for joining me on the podcast today, Walter.
Thank you so much, Amy, for having me on. I appreciate it.
This episode of OmniTalk was sponsored by NXTsoft. NXTsoft is your all-in-one stop to help your company secure, connect, and optimize your data. Welcome to Data Done Right. For more information on how you can help your company either convert from an on-prem solution to a cloud connector, or if you're interested in implementing a brand new integration, visit nextsoft.com/OmniConnect. Until next time, stay safe and stay well.